know what? It's once again, it's a testament to Philadelphia Eagles fans, because sitting in line waiting to get into the place, there was a kid in the front of the line calling his buddy, going, "I cannot believe how many Eagles fans there are here. There's so many. They're outnumbering us." So once again, just like they go on the road, they take over stadiums. Today, they took over training camp pretty well to watch the Philadelphia Eagles, and it was a great practice to watch. It was very telling.
I mean, one of the most memorable things about that whole Super Bowl run from what will be 4 seasons ago is literally listening to guys like Sean McVay talk about how they had to game plan for Eagles fans coming in to take over their stadium. Like literally, Phillip Rivers talking about how it sounded like an away game at their own soccer stadium where they were playing at the time. I've never heard of, though, a fan base taking over another fan base's practice. That is amazing.
Oh, yeah, and when the Eagles scored, there were EAGLES chants. I mean, listen, I'm a season ticket holder. I've always gone to the Link, Veterans Stadium, all that stuff, and I always heard about how Eagles fans were the most passionate fans and how they were, ravenous for their team and they were crazy. And I always thought that was true, but it was a little bit like we're fluffing ourselves up, right? We're making ourselves sound bigger than we really are. Mm-hmm. The more well-traveled I become, Los Angeles, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Washington, even New York, to the Giants games, there's always such a large Eagles presence there that's never reciprocated at Lincoln Financial Field. Like, you've never heard of another fan base taking over training camp at the Link or taking over a stadium. But we seem to do it time and time again, and here we were doing it at a friggin' training camp.
That really is like an all-time thing right there. And speaking of being well-traveled, I understand you're going to be working with Philly Sports Trips. You are working with Philly Sports Trips, no?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I have been asked to host, DJ, and conduct the season opener party down there in Atlanta. So for the first time, the Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith and all this brand new look Eagles, we're going to be marching in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the Dome there in Atlanta, and just taking that place over once again.
I mean, you know what? I've been rooting for you to come out of your shell. You've been an introvert for as long as I've known you. No, that's great, man. I can't think of anybody to be more of a Pied Piper than you, leading Eagles chants down there and DJing, because I know you also do that. Did I see this right? Were you DJing and being the officiant at a wedding recently, an Eagles themed wedding?
Yeah, so one of my 4th and John brethren, Luciano.
Oh, okay. 4th and John, yeah, 4th and John, yeah.
Yeah. He asked me to officiate the wedding, and then somehow I got roped into DJing the wedding. So it was pretty much, Pastor EROCK, and then the headphones went behind the decks, and it was DJ EROCK. So that was a good time. It was a very good time.
I want to get back to, I'm sure it was. I want to get back to practice here for a second. Sure. Jalen Hurts supposedly had a phenomenal practice, even doing a little, we showed it earlier in the show, doing a little knee waggle, if you will, after throwing a touchdown pass, wasn't? How did Jalen Hurts look to you?
Well, Jalen, I mean, it's funny. Jalen sometimes seems like he needs like a couple reps to kind of get himself warmed up. But when Jalen starts feeling himself, he's really hard to kind of contain, because you can see that, unlike our previous quarterback, who will not be mentioned, who will, however, hopefully get us a first-round pick, he's really smart with the football. You can see him growing right before our eyes. He's progressing through the reads. When it isn't there, he's either throwing it away when he's in trouble or he's taking off. But no matter how he's doing it, it seems to be intelligently. I know the knock on Jalen last year, and he didn't have preseason, it was a very unconventional offseason, was that it was run one read and take off. And maybe that was the case, but I think he's maturing into that offense and really understanding what Nick Sirianni is asking of him. More importantly, I think Nick Sirianni is really focused on the strengths that Jalen Hurts brings to the table and utilizing that. And I think, Mark, I hate to tell you, but I think this offense is going to be a lot better than people think it is.
I'm telling you right now, brother. I'm telling you right now. I am just flat out excited for the Jalen Hurts era to begin. Because, look, I think this guy really does thrive in pressure-packed situations. I don't think he lets that get to him. And to see what he's been able to do in just at practices, see what he was able to do last year without the preseason, as you mentioned, without having a full offseason, as every other quarterback usually has in a non-COVID year, has the ability to get his playbook, go through the motions a lot more than he was last year. If there was ever a year to grade a quarterback on a curve for knowing the playbook, I think last year would have been it. And this year he seems to be digesting all this stuff faster. And on top of it, similar to what you're saying, he just all in all seems to be a gamer, a guy that just wants to play the game. Practice, not so much, but get in game situations so he can perform.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because when you were done speaking, I was going to bring up the term gamer. Like, I think that's genuinely what he is. It's not that he's being lazy at training camp. It's not that he's being inconsistent at training camp. I just think when the lights are the brightest and it's time for him to shine, now that he's had a full offseason as being the number one guy underneath his belt, I think you're really going to see this guy on Sundays have a complete command over the offense. And more importantly, I really think his teammates believe in him, because there's been questions on whether or not the Eagles organization actually believes in him. But every single person to a man that you hear talk about Jalen Hurts, he's the guy. He's our leader. And to put the icing on the cake, I really think he has a mentality and a heart that fits this city. Right. So he's not going to get rattled by the big stage. He's not going to get rattled by the bright lights. He's not going to hear the boos and, oh my God, they're booing me. Maybe they like the backup quarterback better. Am I going to get benched? No. I don't think that's Jalen Hurts' game. I think he's mature enough for the city, and the city's going to really embrace him.